Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we have kind of a combo of trying a couple new drugstore products that are comparable to high-end. I don't have some of the high-end products, but I'm going to be talking through the similarities. And then I also have some dupes that I've tested out in the past and some new dupes that I'm trying. We found some along the way, so definitely stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, first up, we've got the new True Match Foundation from L'Oreal. They added a pump. Thank you. This has been a favorite foundation of mine for a very, very long time. And now it has a pump and it sounds like it's easy to mix. I don't know if there's something in there. It sort of sounds like there's something in there to make it shake, or maybe there's just not a ton of product, just the product swishing around that I'm hearing. But I wanted to try this because I love this foundation. It's a classic and it reminds me a lot of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which I have, but it is quite expired. So I'm just gonna pretend like I am applying Giorgio Armani to one side of my face and this to the other. I've used Armani several times, so I know exactly what it feels like, but it's expired. Because I have so many drugstore foundations that are just as good, I just cannot bring myself to repurchase it. But I wanted to try this out because I've been reading that it's a little bit reformulated. It's sort of supposed to be just like new and improved. I have to say I love how this is going on. It's a tad dark for me right now. I'm not self-tanned. I actually just removed it, so I'm like as fair as I'm going to be. But I feel like I can correct that with some concealer. But it's as gorgeous as I remember it. It's not a super dewy foundation. I would say L'Oreal Nude, the one with like the dropper style applicator, is a closer dupe to the Giorgio Armani still than this one is. But if you find that one to be a little bit too luminous and you want just like a true natural foundation, this is definitely beautiful. This is actually on sale right now at Ulta for $11. Claims to provide medium coverage with a natural finish that adapts to any skin tone and texture. It has no alcohol and no fragrance. It comes in 47 shades, so that is a huge win. So I would say if you're looking for a Giorgio Armani foundation dupe, this is really, really good. Like I said, the L'Oreal Nude is a closer dupe, but that one does not have as inclusive of a shade range. So if you have been wanting a dupe and haven't been able to find your shade match in the L'Oreal Nude with the dropper applicator, definitely give this one a try. This is a beautiful, beautiful foundation and very reminiscent of Giorgio Armani. All right, for concealer, I'm just gonna go in with this one. This is my favorite concealer at the moment. It's the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Concealer. I'm gonna go pretty heavy-handed with this, more heavy-handed than I typically do because I gotta lighten things up a little bit because that foundation's a little dark. As you guys know, I get sent a lot of makeup and I purchase a lot of makeup for my channel. And so my family, like my sister and my mom, are always getting free makeup and I gift them a lot of stuff. And my mom, who's not like huge into wearing makeup, she'll tell me if she likes the products or not. And when it comes to foundation, I've given her a lot of foundations and sometimes they're a little bit too matte, sometimes they're a little too dewy, or sometimes she'll say they're too yellow or too pink. She is in her 60s and wants something that's just very natural looking. And this is her favorite foundation I've given her to date, which I think says a lot. Maybe I should bring her on my channel sometime. I think you guys would love her. She's just like a sweet person. Next up is the Flower Beauty Liquid Contour. I don't personally own the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. I don't remember the last time I've seen it in stock, honestly. I feel like Madison Beer sold it out from TikTok and I've checked multiple times and I have not seen it back in stock since. One thing I saw when I was looking this up was that it sets very quickly. I saw a lot of people apply it and then unable to blend it out. So instead of kind of going over my whole face, I'm gonna start with a small section and blend that in. And that blended in super easily. So tip number one with this is apply and blend immediately. Don't let it sit. I feel like the Spotlight Liquid Highlighter is the same way as that. I have the shade Medium. It comes in 3 different shades and let's see how much product that this comes with. It retails for $15, so this is not cheap, and it comes with 0.47 fluid ounces. So let's check out Sephora and see how much the Charlotte Tilbury comes with. This is always super interesting for me to see if it's like a marketing thing or if it truly is a cheaper product. All right, Charlotte Tilbury is $42 and it comes with 0.4 ounces. So this is a true better deal. This comes with more product than Charlotte Tilbury and is about $30 cheaper. From what I've seen of the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, it looks to be a little bit more of a true contour, cooler toned than this. So if you are very fair, at least the shade medium looks more to me like a liquid bronzer than a liquid contour. It's kind of warming up my face more than I feel like it's chiseling my face. I like that this has a stopper. So in order to open it, you have to kind of twist this a little bit. So when you're done, you can twist it back. I know a huge complaint of the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand is how much the product leaks out. So I feel like they kind of solved that problem with this packaging, but it's a very similar looking product. First impression, they nailed it with this. I'm gonna do a wear test and see how this wears throughout the day. Love the price point, the amount of product that you're getting, and the way that it just blended out. Do I think you need to go run out and buy this if you already have the Milani dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand? No, I don't. I don't think it's significantly better than that one, but I do think it's a really good option. All right, for blush, I'm gonna use the Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Nude Kiss. I've been enjoying taking my blush up all the way up to my temples lately. So I just like bring it all the way up here and then take my foundation brush and just kind of blend it all together. All right, now what I've been doing every day that has been making my makeup not move is taking either my Honest blush or my Milani blush and setting everything with this powder puff. I just take some on the puff and starting from right here, I just press it all the way out, even on top of the blush. And this makes everything last so long. All right, next up, I know we just powdered, but this is, to me, for my skin type, not a powder, more of a highlighter. I've got the Hourglass Ambient Light in the shade Luminous Light, and I wanted to compare it to the Essence Pure Nude. I've seen this comparison done before, but I wanted to try it for myself. I know if you have drier skin or you don't like a powdery look, you can use this to set your makeup. That's just a little much for me. So this retails for $54 for 0.35 ounces, whereas Essence retails for $4.99 for 0.23 ounces. We are getting a little bit more product from Hourglass, but the price difference is still crazy. All right, so I'm just gonna use this dual-sided brush and I'm gonna take the Hourglass on this right side of my face, see if it adds just a little bit of something as a highlighter. I can definitely see just like a little bit of glow added there, but nothing too crazy, like it's very subtle. And now I'm gonna take the Essence Pure Nude. So I feel like when using these as highlighters, Essence looks more like a highlighter. This one looks more like a powder. And I sort of feel them in the pan. So this is Hourglass, feels very silky and it swatches really nicely. Pure Nude feels almost identical in the pan. It feels really silky. But this one swatches more like a highlighter. So this is Hourglass, this is Essence. To me, this one looks like a highlighter, this one looks like a powder. So when I was going through my collection before filming this video, I was like, what's another powder that looks like a powder but gives that luminosity? And this one came to mind. Now this one is the Well People Super Powder Brightening Powder. This feels a little bit chalkier than Essence does and Hourglass. But when I swatch it, obviously it's not a color match. You can see that this one, I feel like behaves a lot more like the Hourglass when the light hits it than Essence. This one has a little bit less of like the metallic or shimmer to it. It just looks like a powder with luminosity, which is how I would describe Hourglass. So I think both are really good alternatives. Obviously Essence is a better shade match, but if you're wanting to use this as an actual powder, I feel like Well People is something really good to try that's comparable to Hourglass as well. All right, next up I have two mascara sort of dupes. One is an accidental find. I haven't heard anyone compare these two, but I picked up this Merit mascara because it's an Allure Best of Beauty and it's supposed to be a tubing mascara. And I was excited when I opened it. It looks and applies a lot like the L'Oreal Age Perfect Waterproof, which is one of my favorite tubing mascaras, but unfortunately is discontinued. So I've been looking for a good option, high-end, low-end, anything that is comparable to the L'Oreal one. You can see these two wands are identical. They both apply very similarly. It's hard to tell them apart, honestly. But when I first applied them, they both applied nicely. They both applied naturally. I would say that the L'Oreal is a touch more buildable than the Merit one. So this one applies a little bit more like a regular mascara than like a wet tubing mascara. If you're really into tubing mascaras, you know what I mean. Most of them, you can tell that they're a tubing mascara as you apply them. This one feels a lot more like a regular mascara. So this one had a little bit more of that wetness to it. I had worn the Merit before several times, but then we had a really warm day here in Georgia and I wore it again and it smudged on me. And I feel like that's the true test because it's summertime that I really feel like I need tubing mascaras, and this one did not pass that test. This one always does. This is a case where I was excited to find a high-end product similar to a low-end product, but the low-end product outperformed it. All right, I'm just gonna put some bronzer through my crease and then we're gonna go in with the next mascara dupe. So on this side, we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I've used this many times and I do enjoy it. I think it's a nice and natural mascara. I've not yet applied it next to the high-end product because even though I've worn this several times, I've worn the high-end product that it compares to several times, I've never actually compared them to one another and worn them side by side. This retails for $6. It's really great for those of you that need a lot of curl in your lashes. I feel like it does a great job of curling my straight lashes. This has grown on me more and more since I used it the first time. And I just realized that I put this on the hourglass side, so instead of doing a dupe on each side of my face, we're just gonna remember where we put all the products. All right, and then the product it's clearly trying to dupe is the Benefit Roller Lash. I have the mini version. It's a little bit harder to apply, but that's just because of the size. The applicator is extremely similar. So the product that I've always compared this to and the dupe that I feel like is already out there is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and I still think that that's a really great dupe, if not a better dupe. But you know what this new e.l.f. one reminds me of is the Tower 28 mascara. I sort of feel like Benefit Roller Lash is more comparable to Maybelline Lash Sensational, and then the e.l.f. Lash and Roll is more comparable to Tower 28. All right, and last but not least, we've got two different lip dupes to try out. So I'm gonna first apply one and then I'll apply the other. Before I do, I'm gonna go in with this new lip liner. This is the Essence 8-Hour Matte Lip Liner. I haven't tried this before. I figure since I'm doing a wear test, I could wear test some new products too. First up, we've got Cheeky Kiss. This one retails for just under $8 and it actually goes really well with this lip liner. It has a heart-shaped applicator and then it's like a clicker style packaging. It's glossy finish and it says you can use this on both your cheeks and your lips. You guys know I've already talked about this product and I love it. Very, very similar to this product by Kaja. Kaja? Is that how you say it? Probably saying that wrong. But this is in the shade Sweet Talk. So this is definitely not a shade dupe, but this one retails for $19. Has that same heart-shaped applicator and clicker style packaging. This is one of those that it's like, this was released in order to be a dupe. I wonder what you guys think about that. Like, what do you think about two products that happen to perform similarly versus just like coming for a high-end product? All right, so first off, I definitely like this color better. And I feel like all of the Lottie London ones are a little bit more muted. So if you like a lot of pop of color, this is the formula to go with. And then these are a tiny bit more glossy. These actually remind me of the next lip product that I'm gonna be talking about. But the fact that these are not as glossy, the Lottie London is not as glossy, I feel like lends itself better to being a lip and cheek. I wouldn't probably apply this to my lips and my cheeks because it's too glossy to go on my lips. But the Lottie London gives just enough to like look moisturizing, but it's not glossy. So you can use it in both areas. All right, next up we have the Tarte Juicy Lip Plump, which I've talked about before. This is in the shade Cherry Blossom. Super glossy, kind of wet formula. Almost looks like a lip gloss. This one retails for $24. The full size version retails for $24 and it comes with 0.09 ounces. And the very comparable one in terms of packaging, this one is a twist up, but the larger version, the non-mini version of this, has that clicker style applicator just like this new one from Flower Beauty. This is the Flower Beauty Plump Up Gloss Stick in the shade Spicy, which I actually feel like is a perfect match for the product we just tried. So I'm gonna apply this on this side. Obviously not a color match here. I actually feel like these two products are more similar than these two products. I actually feel like this is a better dupe. But the Flower Beauty one is $14 and this one's $19 for the same amount of product. So it's not saving a ton of money, but it's saving a little bit of money because the Flower Beauty and the full-size Tarte are the same price per ounce. That's not saving you any money, but for this dupe, it's saving you, what, $5, $6? So we found a better dupe. All right, so I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day and I will check in with you guys at the end of the day. All right, you guys, I filmed that video at 6:30 this morning and it is the end of the afternoon, so I'm getting ready to take off my makeup, just go hang with the kids. I just feel the need to have no makeup on. It wore well. I feel like the Flower Beauty wore well. The lip liner is still there. The foundation still looks pretty good. Both of the lips faded pretty evenly. The main thing that I noticed between the high end and low end was, I feel like I'm looking in the wrong spot. The main thing I noticed between the two sides was that the side that I have the Benefit Roller Lash was just giving me such raccoon eye, and the e.l.f. was not. So just a heads up there. If you get raccoon eye, if you get really smudgy, the e.l.f.'s actually the better option. But thank you guys so much for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.